Boom! Guys, tell me if this broadcast is clear. This is the life that we have chosen. We are political social media commentators. We're pundits, is what we are. And what I need you to do in very rapid succession is if you could please share this live, jump on here real quick and see if we can have a quick conversation about what's going on in the geopolitical sphere within the Zambian context. Guys, go ahead and break that down for me. I get amused, honestly, really. Many of you amuse me whenever I take the time to, and incidentally, I'm coming to you live from my office here at Simoson Building, plot number 8585 on Simon Mwewa Lane, opposite Simon Mwewa Market and City Market. I get amused when I post that I'm about to go live and talk about a topic that not only intrigues me or interests me, piques my interest, and I feel that I have something to say about it. It always amuses me when people jump on my page and say, what do you know? Well, guys, here's the thing. This is my platform, okay? I am in total control of my platform. I have no control over your platform. If I tried to tap into your Facebook page, chances are I wouldn't be able to do it. I can't control what you post and what you don't post. However, I am able to control what I post and don't post on my platform. And so it is my privilege to jump on here real quickly and then give you my opinion. Now, of course, if my opinion in some way irks you, you know the word irk, okay? Irk, like bothers you or irritates you, honey, swipe left or scroll down. Swipe left or scroll down. Don't whinge and come on the platform and start saying things like, no, why can't you just keep quiet? Mr. Know-It-All. Nobody knows it all. We only know what we know. There you go. There's a saying. That's rich. We only know what we know. And we only speak about things that we care about and things that we're passionate about. I keep telling you, you guys have no idea what it's like being me out here for you. It is an up at dawn, pride swallowing siege that I will never fully tell you about. And you will never hear me speaking about astrophysicists or the cosmos. You know why? Because those things don't interest me, number one. Number two, they're a level above my pay grade. But when it comes to things pertaining to Zambian politics or things that are happening that I'm interested in, of course I'm going to jump on my platform. So far be it from you or anybody else to say to me, you just know your stuff. That's all. And I'm always amused because the very same people that say to me, that dismiss me and say, no, you think you this, are the very same people that are glued to this channel. Not because of me, who am I? You're glued because, I don't know why you're glued, So guys, tell me in the comments if I can't see your comments. Facebook, sometimes the settings on Facebook, you could go live and I'm like right now, I can't see any of your comments. I don't know why that is. Maybe you can tell me why that is. Okay, here it is. Stacy Beamer. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you. You need a t-shirt that says that. I do, Stacy. Thank you. Try to speak small English. I'll do that. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Guys, as you know, a few hours ago, we're talking about Miles Sampa. Now, for those of you that may not know who Miles Sampa is, he is the current Member of Parliament for Matero, constituency. And he served as mayor before. He's had a stint in the banking world. And he's a politician that has gone through the rigmarole. I mean, he's been through it all. And I find it curious and interesting that for a man that hurriedly put together a PF convention where he was elected as the PF leader of a faction that is split into 3 different distinct pieces. Okay, there's the PF faction that's led by Edgar Lungu. There was the PF faction led by Sampa. There was a PF faction led by Robert Chavinga. These splinters, in their own right, seemed to feel that they were the legitimate factions. Well, Sampa, after hurriedly being elected as president of this faction, the moment he was elected, there wasn't much happening in terms of on-the-ground, door-to-door campaigning. Most of Sampa's campaigning was relegated and restricted to a few videos on Facebook. But in terms of the intricate details of on-the-ground real politics, it was non-existent. And that's something you need if you are serious about running for president on a nationwide level. Forget constituencies, forget ward chairmen, forget districts. When you enter the fray of presidential politics on a national level, that is a completely different playing field. Completely, it's got its own rules, distinct. And if you don't play the game at its highest level, you get left behind. You literally get left behind. It's not child's play, and it's not for the faint of heart. It is for the brave. It is for the resilient. It is for the resourceful. Sampa is none of those things. So here it is, after he was elected president of the PF faction, we heard a few things that he was doing here and there. Every so often he would jump on his Facebook page, make a couple of statements, and maybe he would be driving down the street and pull out his camera and record a brief interaction between him and a marketeer. That was the extent of his post-election phase. And then all of a sudden, this morning, today, we hear that Sampa is bequeathing, he's relinquishing, he's giving up his PF presidency faction, and he's handing it back to Edgar Lungu. And this is what he said. He said, the PF, and I quote, the PF is set to take a decisive penalty in 2026, and Mr. Lungu is best placed to do that. Now, here's my question. What the hell do you mean? Because Edgar Lungu, as far as the law is concerned, is not eligible to stand as president. So when you say that ECL is the one best placed to strike this penalty for the PF, in what capacity are you talking about? Because if you are talking about the law, if you're talking about the letter of the law, Bane, ECL is out of the game. You can scream, hoop, huff, and puff. You can do everything you want. You can do all the gymnastics you can concoct in your mind. When the dust settles and when the dew dries, the bottom line is ECL is not eligible to stand. Unless you jokers plan to print your own ballot papers, unless you jokers plan to create your own country somewhere else, unless you jokers plan to come together in a huddle and decide to leave this country and create your own country entity and place ECL as your presidential candidate. Unless you're going to do that, it's highly unlikely that ECL is even going to get past a breath of the elections. Why? Because the law prohibits him. We are living in a country of laws, not of men, in the words of late Mwanawasa. So it is disingenuous, it is foolish, nay, it is ignorant for anyone to say, no, ECL is best placed to take this penalty for the PF. He's not best placed. You know why? Because he's not qualified. Come on. This is not rocket science. The writing is on the wall. The obvious is staring at you dead square in the face, and you are denying the reality of what you're looking at. But brothers and sisters, it doesn't matter how much you showboat. It doesn't matter how much you call the sky green when it's blue. The bottom line is ECL is not going to stand. ECL is not eligible. ECL has had his time, and his time has passed. Embrace that truth. Start from there. When you start from there, then you are beginning to think like a sane person. But when you make statements like, no, ECL is the only one who's positioned to take this penalty for the BF, then you're grasping at straws. You are building castles in the sand, in the sky rather. You are building castles in the sky. All right. Miles goes on to say, and I find this hilarious. He says, I have listened to the people down in all the villages, in all the districts. First of all, Miles Sampa does not go to any district. Okay? You know why? Number one, he doesn't have the political gumption to run a presidential nationwide campaign. He doesn't have it. It's not there. It's non-existent. So for Miles to say things like, I have listened to all the districts, Wolfie, he's listened to no one. You know why? Because nobody's been talking to him. That's why. Come on, guys. Must I spell this out for you? Must I hold your hand, literally wipe your nose, and state the obvious? Nobody's talking to Miles. No district leaders talking to Miles. And if they were talking to him, they wouldn't say anything. You know why? Because he is a non-entity. Here's the thing. It's not prudent for Miles to say he's been listening to everyone in the districts. That is a bold-faced lie, and Miles Sampa knows it. He's lying through his teeth, and the truth is not in him. Lastly, Miles he starts waffling. He starts waffling and he starts giving these crazy football analogies. No, the penalty was the midfielder and the total nonsense. Say what it is. Don't scapegoat. Just because you love football, you think politics is like football. It's not. Those are two different disciplines with two different sets of rules. And for you to refer to yourself as Mbappe, that is a gross misrepresentation of the facts on the ground. Mbappe is skillful. You are not. Mbappe is tactful. You are not. Mbappe is not a 10 court. You are. So don't compare yourself with a legend in the soccer fraternity and try and equate that to your woeful and wayward political career. Don't do that, because we see right through you. Now, guys, the other thing I noticed about Miles announcing ku PF Secretariat that he's endorsing ECL, take note of the skeleton crowd that was there at the PF Secretariat. These are youth that have nothing to do, youth that have just been given a few kwachas, which is the way it's done in Zambian politics. If you want a crowd, all you do is just to remove Tumafifte kwacha and tell your bus conductors from City Market, Bantu Lumumba Road is not far from City Market. You just simply call one of the bus drivers who is aligned with your party and say, oh boy, Tumakwama youth, send 5 buses full of youth to allow Pela lunch, number 50 watch. Those youth have no idea why they're going there. Oh, today pa PF Secretariat, oh, finish your lunch, ka tuishimayo, but na balanda twala tupela ma 50 kwacha na lunch. Oh, okay, today. Vaya ma youth, yabafika kuya, finish. Nina Nudia. They Mauzudia. Oh, fish alanda. Oh, I like to give up for presidency. Oh, Chawa Mechu. Yeah, I've given. Oh! Zambian politics. Sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying. Now, let me brief you. The reason, and this is the reason, the only reason Miles Sampa has bequeathed, has relinquished, has given up the PF presidential faction is because he doesn't have the money to sustain a nationwide campaign. What Miles Sampa has done is that he has saved face. He has saved himself from the embarrassment of underperforming in 2026 when the elections come around. Because you see, my friends, being called a president of a party is not a joke. It requires massive resources. Resources that Miles Sampa has no access to. None. Miles is bogged down. I mean, look, talk about bogged down. This is a guy who has got so many family responsibilities that he is drowning in them, and add to that a nationwide presidential campaign. He would crumble underneath that pressure. So in order to save face, in order to shield himself from the embarrassment of underperforming in 2026, because you see, Miles Sampa will be the new Harry Kalaba in 2026. Harry Kalaba, nationwide, according to Harry Kalaba, he spent 20 million kwacha on a nationwide presidential campaign, and he only got less than 25,000 votes nationwide. 25,000 votes. I mean, I've heard of embarrassing, but that's just ridiculous. I've heard of underperforming, but that is just unbelievable. Miles has seen the writing on the wall. He's seen that Impia, that Ukwete for nationwide campaign, because let me tell you, in Zambia, I know this because many years ago I had a conversation with my late father, and I asked him, and you know, my father spent most of his life in politics. He was a veteran politician. And I asked him, I said, how much does it cost to run a fully fledged presidential campaign? All pistons running, all cylinders, everything, you know, doing its thing. He said $10 million, 10 million US dollars to run an effective, holistic presidential campaign that covers everything. All the wards, the districts, the provinces, everything. It's not child's play. Some of you think it's jokes. It's a joke when people, I'm president. Oh, you're president. Oh, so you can fly from here to Munilunga in a few minutes and address a rally. You can do that. And how much will it cost to do that? So my point is, it's not a joke. Miles knows that. And he sat down, looked at himself in the mirror, and he said to himself, what the hell am I doing? I can't run a presidential campaign. First of all, I don't have the money. And this is the reason, and I must point out, side note, this is the reason in this country we need campaign finance reform. We cannot have a situation where presidential candidates are the one who bankroll a campaign. It is the party that is supposed to support the candidate. You people who say you are PF supporters, you people who say you are UPND supporters, it is you who is supposed to bankroll the campaign. You are supposed to donate to the party, not the party giving you money. In this country, we have completely messed it up. We have turned these presidential candidates into slaves. We've taken advantage of their positions as so-called presidents, and we have tried to milk them dry of their resources in the name of politics, foolishness, nonsense in the highest form. Anyway, so the truth, and this is the truth, the truth. Miles has run out of money. Okay, first of all, he didn't have any money to begin with, not at a presidential level campaign. Okay, because that league, my presidential campaign, presidential candidates. you have to have a certain financial girth. You know the word girth? G-I-R-T-H, girth. A certain financial stability that affords you that title of being called president. Yeah? If you don't know who you are, you end up like Chilufyatai, who calls himself a president, but he is zero. You will end up like Kalaba, who calls himself a presidential candidate, 25,000 votes. It is not for the faint of heart. It is for those that have grit, those that have vision, those that have resources, and those that have a dogged determination to serve this nation. That is the combination. Those are the ingredients one needs to have in their arsenal to perform at that presidential level. Not these jokers like Miles Sampa. Na fuala na buino. Ale moneka spaka just na fuala bulu. But wala, completely nothing there. Nothing. Not all that sparkles is gold. That's all I'm going to say. I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Bye. No matter what.